Hi. Excuse me. IMS Live. I'm your host, Dulci Hill. And I'm telling you what, I'm waiting for everybody to get here. God bless you both. A lot of stuff's going on. And I'll tell you what, I've had a pretty emotional week since our last time. Remember that little white dog I had? Donner, it was my mother-in-law's dog. Well, he had kidney stones, and he was just put down on Saturday. So I'm looking for a little fluffy rescue dog. So if you're watching this, I live in Maryland, and you know of. In fact, my cousin, she just said that somebody's going into hospice. Terrible thing, and we might be able to get that puppy. And it's a 6-year-old dog, so we don't care how old the dog is. It's just Donner has left such a hole in our heart, because you can imagine he was so insisted on our attention. All right, let me change this a little bit there. I don't know where everybody is right now. Sharia, hi there, Sharia. Hi, Marcia. I'm glad you guys are here. So anyway, that emotional situation, talk a little bit about how emotions affect anybody's health. Thank you, Marcia. You know what? It because he was so it was so sudden. He's only 7 years old, and it was so sudden. A miniature schnauzer, and I think because I'm used to working dogs that are very easy to train, that don't bark and all. I had to learn to love him. 3 years ago, when my mother-in-law died, and the family sent him from California to Maryland, and he appeared. I wasn't sure about that. Hi, Mace. Wasn't sure about it, but it took me longer to fall in love with him, but I had no idea how deeply I fell in love with him. Everywhere I walked, he was there. So he'd get upset if the intensity of somebody. Hi, Floria. The intensity of having a little soul interact with you, and it just makes you feel special. I often think God isn't always he doesn't provide you the love where you necessarily want it to be. He provides it where he provides it. So the stress of losing Donner, it was terrible. Sunday, Monday, yesterday, I went for a walk. I just didn't feel it, and it's difficult having this disease and being under stress. So if you have been newly diagnosed with MS, and one of the things that they had traced back to attacks is something very emotionally traumatic, and you just have to let that go, because if there's any trauma in your life, upsetting. Hi, Sharia. You said 4. You have 4 four dogs and 4. What kind of dogs, Sharia? I've got Ranger behind me. He's been following me around. Hi, Rodney. You just friended me on Facebook. I really like that. I like that. Uh, so, all right. I'm getting notifications. I don't know why I'm getting notifications. I hit silence. Hi, Eric. Um, anyway, a lot of stuff is going on, and it's so important that the more emotional things that go on in this society, and the death of a dog, the death of a stepfather, the death, just these things can easily upset you. What kind of babies? What kind of dogs are they, Sharia? They can upset you, but I've discovered that the more I think about these individual things, the less control I have. One of the things that I was told, he had Donner had kidney stones. The vet wanted to charge this huge amount of money to get these kidney stones removed. I found I have a discount vet that was a long drive away, and I scheduled the surgery. Well, in waiting for the surgery, uh, uh, a couple days, I've had kidney stones, so I didn't know that I didn't know what happened could happen. And the kidney stones ruptured his urethra. And oh my gosh. So I could go back and beat myself up. I didn't. I'd have paid uh, as much. I'd have paid more for that dog surgery than the car. I didn't know that was an option. That unless I had the surgery right away, he could face death. Hi, Dennis. You know what? I'm better now that you're here, Dennis. I just that is great. So what I want to say is that so much of yesterday's issues, if my mom, when I called and told her that he had died, and I said that I guess I could have prevented it. I don't know. The vet says you don't know that when we put him down. On the recommendation of two vets. I called another vet. I called, and they said that. But mom said, "Don't do that to yourself." And I got to tell you, I don't. I don't. You can't regret things that might have prevented situations from occurring. My neighbor was married to a man, and beautiful young man, and this was maybe 20 years ago, and we love this guy. He was in Air Force. Well, anyway, they got in a big time. Hi, Monica. They got in a big time fight, and he accused. He said, "If you do this, I'll kill myself." Well, he did. And he killed himself. They had a daughter, a brand new baby, and I got to tell you, it just. Hi, Frank. You look back and you think she can't live in regret, and I can't live in regret. And what there's a saying. There is a saying that the key to happiness is good health and a short-term memory. Yeah. Oh, isn't that funny? That is different types of chihuahuas mixes. So I want to ask you, Sharia, is which one follows you around? Yeah. Hi, Monica from India. I know I said hi to you. I got my boys. You know what? I got my boys on YouTube. I love that. I love that. The boys on, Frank, you should jump over because we're having men's it's men's on YouTube, men's support group. I love that. I love that. My guys, you know, my guys. Uh, Yorkie, the Chihuahua Yorkie. Oh, that is, we got a phone call from a local person who said that we could adopt a rescue, and it was a Maltese mix. Well, they called, and I said, "Yeah, I'm open to it." It's 3 years old, little girl, and they called and said, "Oh my gosh, she's so afraid, Frank." And now you're right. All right, Rodney, Dennis, Monica, Frank. I love that. I got my boys. That's funny. I've always been a tomboy. Believe it or not, with all this makeup on my face. Uh, yeah, Shuria's too. I'm telling you, don't do it, Shuria. I like being the only girl right now. Shuria's jealous because she wants to surround herself with you guys too. But there, you know what? It's funny because I was ran with the boys whenever we wanted to go fish. I can't find fisher women. My cousin fishes, but whenever I say, I grew up on a lake community, so I used to say, "All right, who wants to go fishing with me?" So I dig worms. Look at my fingernails. My fingernails probably have dirt under it because I am all about getting down and dirty. And what's funny is that I keep my hair this long because I comb it once a day. I comb it once a day. You know what? My dad used to say that he had a girl and a boy. I'm the older sister. And he used to say that he had his girl and boys clothing, or yeah, his girl and boys clothing and his boy and girls clothing. I always wanted to be a power trooper. Jane, all right, now we got Sharia. We got girls now. Now we're getting that feminine. All right, so I'm going to let you know. Let's see. All right. Okay. So, all right. I'm sorry. I'm being distracted with these posts. All right. So, depending on how difficult things are, Rob, I know I said hi to you, Rob, but I will say hi again. Oh, is it? No, I know I said hi to you. Jane, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, thank you, Flaria. Thank you so much. I just, all right. So they called me up. I was telling you about this rescue, this more, let's see, Maltese mix. They called me up and they said, "Will you take this dog? This 3-year-old little girl is freaked out. She is freaked out. She's so afraid of anything." And I got scared. I thought, oh boy, we got to have animals that are not afraid of the devil here. So so how old was your Yorkie? It is, yeah, I have put down older dogs, 12 and 14. I've lost pets, that older animals, but it's the ones that have hurt have been the young ones. I had two of them. I know, Rob. We're friends on Facebook. I brought my little tabby cat down because I thought she had a tooth problem down to get her teeth fixed. And they called me when I was bringing Murphy down to a groomer's. They called me and said she's got this aggressive cancer, and it's best if we put her down. She was young. I think she was 7, and seven. Seven is magic. Seven is why they put it down. Uh, so I'm sitting there, and that was hard. That was so hard. These young pets that you would hope. I don't know. So now we're looking at. My cousin is in contact with a lady who's going into hospice, and she's got a 6-year-old rat terrier that none of the family wants. So I might, yeah. You know what? It just, well, you know what? And I will tell you, this rat terrier is supposed to be like a little love bug, and rat terriers have confidence, and that's good. The problem with Maltese, and it's a Maltese Shih Tzu mix. The problem is that both dogs can be biters, and that's not acceptable. Nothing bites in this hill house except for me. I bite. I bite, and that's, is it, when I'm not feeling well. It just avoid me, right? And the problem is that this little Morky Ellie is her name. It She hasn't been mistreated. She was just an old lady's dog. She just was an old lady who couldn't care for this dog anymore. So this interaction she has with the dog, it's not socialized. Just like Donner. Donner took 3 years, or no, he took about 2 years to stop attacking everyone. He didn't bite, but he charged them. He a little schnauzer. I love that little guy. Rob, I'm so excited we're friends on Facebook. Jane, I wish you were on Facebook so we can be friends. Uh, your Chihuahua is 16 years old. I'll tell you the problem with Chihuahuas is that they don't like the ones in our neighborhood. People get addicted to Chihuahuas like they do tattoos. I think everybody gets addicted to breeds. And the problem with our neighbors who have Chihuahuas is that they're nasty little dogs. They come out and they bark at. I don't need that. My dogs have to be nice to everybody who comes into my house. Everybody's got to feel loved. Everybody, and my dogs. Uh, you know what, Gina. You know what? Yeah, the Chihuahuas are yappy, but so was Donner. But I got this. It is a remote control that shoots out a laser beam. And a strobe light at the same time. And at the same time it lets out this loud piercing noise only dogs can hear. And every time Donner would bum rush somebody at the front door, I'd point and I'd say, stop it, and he stopped. It was amazing. So you know what, Jane, I understand. I wonder if I didn't have this ministry with MS Live, with MS Frontiers, with being connected and all. I wonder if I'd be on Facebook, but that's not true. I'm thinking I'd have to be on Facebook because I care so much about you guys with this disease, and I truly, I ask God to allow me to be an instrument of peace and bring people together with this disease so that we can help each other. I'm sorry, I got the blinds open there, so the lighting's all wrong. But and I got stripes on my face, but that's all right. That's all right. Uh, so, um, guess what is everybody gonna do today? Uh, what is? Oh, you know what, Jane? Dear Heavenly Father, Jane is starting Cymbalta. Cymbalta is an antidepressant that's supposed to take away pain. I pray that it restores her well-being and helps just lift her mood. She's in your hands, and you love her more than anybody else could possibly love her. We love her, and I pray that this medication works for her. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Anyway, I just, you know what, it is. Yes, I was on Cymbalta. I tried Cymbalta. I think everybody who is depressed and has MS owes it to themselves to talk to their doctor and consider starting Cymbalta or trying it. Cymbalta helps alleviate that paresthesia, which is the pins and needles on your body. Say the MS hug, the numb patches. It helps that. It helps that, and also it helps give you, elevate your mood a little bit more. Now, I tried Cymbalta. Unfortunately, it didn't work that well for me. Uh, Sharia is sharing that she had horrible nerve pain that didn't that put her in a wheelchair for 2 years. You know what? It's snappiness. Yeah, that is. And you ever notice that when you're hurting, you tend to be snappy. Mace says Elavil, which is trazodone, and that's really good. I like that. I take 100 milligrams at night of trazodone because it's good for people who are insomniacs. I've been on it, I think, for 25 years. It's Elavil, Jane, and it is called Elavil or trazodone. That is that's for people who have problems sleeping, who are insomniacs. But I'll tell you what, I'm a hot mess. I also and I take that 100 milligrams at night. I also take 150 milligrams of sertraline, which is a generic form of Zoloft. I can't believe I'm telling you all this. Yes, I'm a hot mess. Tim Smith, if you're watching this, you know what? There's no need to be sad. All right, Jane is sharing that trazodone didn't work for her. I gotta tell you though, I did in a pain seminar on, because I go to a pain clinic. I have got hi Randy. Oh, that's good. That is so good. One of the things that I discovered is that I go to this pain clinic because I have that neuropathic pain. Also, known as phantom pain. It is neuropathic pain, and I go to this pain clinic because they used to doctors years ago, probably 30 years ago, they'd give me a prescription of say 100 Vicodin, and I would take half, and every once in a while, not every once, I would take 5 milligrams, and it would last most of the day. Well, because people got addicted to narcotics, and I had to go to my doctor said you got to go to a pain clinic. So I go to this pain clinic, and I did this pain seminar because what's working right now, he gives me Oxycontin, uh, uh, oxymorphine, like morphine, and Nucynta, very low doses. But what I'll tell you is that I have got way too much morphine, because it's not working for me. There's side effects with this. The OxyContin, I just, it's not reacting with the pain. The Nucynta is the lowest stuff, and I may have to take 2 a day, which, but I attended this pain clinic seminar, and there's 2 things that can happen that you have an option for. Instead of taking the pills, which has a side effect, they can, how they do the baclofen pump? Well, they can do a pump. You can use it for baclofen, and it goes directly to your spinal fluid, and they fill it with painkillers, and very low dose. So give you an idea, 5 milligrams of OxyContin uh, is what they give me, that I'm supposed to take 2 a day, and I only take 1 a day, and it lasts about. For me, it only lasts about 4 hours. Here's the thing: instead of them 5 or 10 milligrams taking this, they can actually give you 1 milligram in your spine, and it's huge. It's huge. They give you don't have the side effects. Also, it's the same thing with baclofen. And I asked that they can. It goes directly into your body, and you wear. You wear a little medication thing they put in, and it's supposed to be wonderful, and you can use the same uh, uh, the same medication pump for baclofen, as well as painkillers. Gina, it's funny you said that the pharmacist. When I was an undergraduate at my college, Stockton University in New Jersey, I minored in pharmacology and the study of chemicals and health, public health. Love how chemicals can, just I love the study of medications and how it affects people. And it affects people very, very differently. So, say, it affects me differently. Sometimes I used to take it before, it was the morphine for a couple of years. It was the one that worked, but I take medication every 3rd day, so I don't take the same thing 2 days in a row, because I don't want to get tolerant. I don't want to. I don't know. There's doesn't matter about me. But what it is living in this pain, and the pain I feel is. Remember, has anybody taken interferons? The side effects of interferons Beta-seron, Rebif, Avonex, any of those. Remember how painful, the flu-like symptoms where you would just, it was awful. I was on these interferons for so long. Problem is when I stopped them, the pain never went away. So, but here's the thing: I go to this pain specialist and I laugh at. I say, okay, just so you know, it's fake pain. I'm not a drug addict because I study medication. I can't be. I've got enough problems. But here's the thing. It's just, it's phantom. I say it's crazy stupid pain because it's not real. And all these doctors look at me and they say, if you feel it, you perceive it, then it's real. It is real. Otherwise, the medications that they give me wouldn't work. All right, so my choice is I'm going to see what happens in the world, and I will consider having this medication pump in my spine, so I don't have to take. I won't be sleepy. I won't be increased dizziness and all with the side effects. The second thing that is an option for those of us who have pain is it's a electronic stimulator, kind of like a TENS unit they put in your spine, and it's like a nerve block, and somehow that buzzing, it's like a pacemaker. I learned that buzzing helps people with peripheral neuropathy, people. So that is another option. So anybody who is experiencing pain with MS, if your doctor, your general practitioner can't help you, ask for a recommendation to go to a pain clinic. Pain clinic, the doctors tend to be anesthesiologists there, and you can find that local by looking for spine. And generally, people with spinal stenosis or they go to pain doctors. So that's who you want to go to. Ruptured disc, that kind of thing. So that's dealing with the pain. Now, also we're going back to antidepressants. Hi, Chris. Going back to antidepressants, Jane was talking about Prozac making her cray-cray. Cray-cray. How you doing, pretty girl? But anyway, it is so. Chris, I love you. Chris, are you on YouTube by any chance? And where are my boys? That's a problem. That's a problem. We girls get involved and the boys stop posting. Are you just watching, boys? I don't know. So if you're dealing with MS, you're dealing with pain. If you thank you, Rodney. Love you, Rodney. But and Mace, if you could jump over on YouTube, we'd love that. By the way, Chris, if you the other Chris who won the drop down, the drop. Remember we had the contest on dropping things. Yeah. Oh, I love that. That's my line. I love you more. That's my line. You know what? That is great. I was thinking. I was sitting on the couch. No, I was sitting at the breakfast table. I had eggs and toast, and I looked across the room because the sun was coming through the window, and I could see. You ever look across that and you think your house is nice and clean, and all of a sudden you see little particles in the air. It was dust particles. And I'm thinking about that, Rodney, because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I know so many people who are hurting so much right now, going through some wild stuff. And I realized that the more devout that I am in Christ, the more devout, the more I can almost think of myself like one of the dust particles in the sun going around. Just enjoy floating around and being with the other dust particles and not worrying about anything. And Rodney, when you say I love you more, and I like to say I love you more, I love that we're on this path together, this path of this disease, because we're like a cloud of dust, all going in the same direction. Now, Monica asked about Ocrevus, and I will tell you, I have a video about Ocrevus that I'll ask you to search my channel about Ocrevus, and so that is, Ocrevus and rituximab. They're both monoclonal antibodies, and I talk about that. What it's like, monoclonal antibodies. Let me see if I've got some. All right, I got a. All right, this is an oxycodone. You can see I don't take that oxycodone. Anyway, so you got a cell right here. And on the cell, you've got individual cell clusters. All right, cell clusters. So you have, I can't remember how many, it's called CDs, right? CDs. Each cell cluster, each little thing, CD number 1 through, I believe it's I can't remember, 1 through 30, no, 1 through 50. Each one of these tells the cell what to do, what that cell's job is to do. So and I'm explaining this, Monica, because Ocrevus and rituximab, they kill CD19 and 20. They also affect CD3. And that's also a wonderful way that go and get blood work to find out what your CD19 and 20. So if you're on Ocrevus, CD19 and 20, the target is keeping it below 1%. And so if it goes up higher, we tend to see more attacks in there. But you don't have to go every 6 months. That was another protocol. CD19 tells this cell, this is a cell. All it does is tell this cell, we are going to find myelin and we're going to eat it. You have to go and get rid of that myelin. Myelin is not good, right? So what Ocrevus and rituximab do is it kills this guy, so it's knocked down, and therefore this cell doesn't, can live harmoniously with all the wiring. So that's. I hope that answers your question with Ocrevus. The difference between Ocrevus and rituximab is Ocrevus has not been on the market as long as rituximab. Rituximab has a safety. It's been used for leukemia, which is that affects the same cell clusters the same cell, and it affects the same thing that MS has. So what it is that Ocrevus is made by the same company that makes Genentech, that makes rituximab, and what happened is I'm actually no, I can't do that. I've been asked to cease and desist by the makers. I can't do that. I'll get in trouble. But anyway, I will say rituximab can only be used as an off-label use. It's cheaper. It's dirt cheap, and it's got a 17, 18-year-old safety record. People have been on it for a long, long time. So if but the problem is because it hasn't been approved for multiple sclerosis, the rituximab, their insurance, a lot of people with MS are stuck taking Ocrevus because it's the only thing insurance will cover. Uh, uh, and Frank, if you're still here, message me about, I'm thinking insurance. Yeah, a couple of you guys message me about your insurance options. So let me know what you're doing with your insurance, what you decided on, and whether your infusion's covered or not. So all right, that is all right. I hit a Sharia, I said something. I'll share. I will say something that really affected Sharia, and I appreciate you saying that because uh, there's something that it's one thing to say I love all of you or you love me or whatnot, but it is what affected Sharia is when I said you are loved. Each one of us are loved. Each one of us are made perfect in God's image. And if nobody thinks you're lovable, like your family, your neighbors, they don't. People, but I know people hate disabled people. Uh, um, they don't like that. But then again, some people do. But you have to think just because you have an issue doesn't mean you're not loved. God loves you so much, and just just like the dust going across the room, which Jane closes the window so she doesn't see that. Just like that, the blinds, just like that, knowing that, think about Ecclesiastes, and too many people chase after things they think will bring them happiness. And the minute we let go of the things that we think will make us happy, and the more we appreciate being part of that dust cloud that's going across the room, I'm happy. I'm happy. The sooner we are, the more we can just enjoy it, just enjoy life. Again, just know that you're loved, and the good thing about knowing that you are loved, therefore when you come home, and all of a sudden you want your spouse to give you the love of, when I was in the veterinarian clinic, I was holding little Donner, and they're about to put him down, and I stood there. My eyes were swollen. I just crying, and my husband didn't come over and hug me. He didn't do that. And I said to him, I said, I need a hug. But you think about that. Just because he didn't hug me when he didn't get the clue that I needed a hug doesn't mean that I'm not loved. It doesn't mean that I don't have friends. I don't have so many people who even go out and just love me where I'm at. My husband was working, he's back to working long hours, but he came home one day, uh, maybe about 7 months ago when he was working long hours again. He came home and he said, I'm so sorry that I'm not home more often. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're lonely. And I had to laugh. I just had to laugh. I said, oh, please. If I'm lonely, I'll go to the grocery store. Uh, Yesterday, it was a blessing. One of my neighbors down the end of the street, she texted me. She asked me if she can go for a walk with me. And she's older. So I begged her to take, I have my wide walker that Richard gave me, and then I have the narrow walker that is only good for the house, and I trip on that if I walk outside. I implored her to take that, and it was cold yesterday. Take the walker so that we can sit and talk 3-4 times because it's a mile around the block. Let me see. All right, so and she did. You know what? But let me tell you, Gina. Let me tell you something. I remember I had MS, but I wasn't diagnosed. This here was 1991. No, I was diagnosed. My fiance's next door neighbor was a woman who had multiple sclerosis, and she'd go to bed at, she and her husband would go to bed at 5 o'clock, and they'd get up at 3 in the morning, and I'm telling you what, she came right out. She says, I have MS, and really, she freaked me out because it's not disabled people I'm afraid of. It's sick people. It's people who live uh, life as if their sickness defines them. And like you said, Sharia, if we're loved, if we are truly loved, which we are, we're truly loved, then God made us perfect with all of the problems we have going on. I'm thinking, you remember I talked a little bit about my catastrophic attack I had about 5 years ago. I looked at a video about 7 years ago where I was standing. I didn't have a cane. I could walk to the Polaris without falling over, and I took Ranger for a walk. I looked at that, and it made me feel bad because that catastrophic attack I had, which affected the pons area of my brain and made me dizzy all the time, created a hi Dad, uh, just created a situation where people could use that to separate me. Oh yeah, I was one of them. Again, if people classify you or call you one of them, or think about you or react in a way that is not quite wonderful, it is it's not your fault. It's something they have to work through. Again, it's say you're one of those dust particles floating across the room, and you're not going as nicely as the other dust particles, so the other ones are trying to avoid you a little bit. That it's so important that we just let go and enjoy the process, because in Ecclesiastes it's what's the use of chasing the wind? It just, King Solomon had as many girls as possible, as much money as much. Hell, hi LK. Just so many things. He could have the world, and I think he says doing that never did it for him. There was no amount of money. There was no amount of women. There was no amount of riches, of food, of anything. No amount of any of this that would just make make him feel okay. Make him feel like a part of the dust particles going across the room and feel in love. Just being happy about being that. It's remember Stephen Steele's used to say, if you can't be Crosby, Stills and Nash, if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. And it's not so much that you're trying to love the one you're with. You're appreciating the things you have, and it's so important because you think about that. Think about even in marriages, tough. I know I two, and so, but it's a lot of people get out of marriages because they want something more in that marriage, and it's so up to us to appreciate what we have. And one of the things you can do is uh, look at other people's marriages. It's like, but I want this person. We have a neighbor whose husband and wife, you could almost throw up. They love each other so much, and they've been married forever. There's people who get along like peas and carrots. But I'm a feisty person. I married a feisty husband, and but that's our thing, and I adore him. I just if he was just I've had a chance to be with gentlemen that would yes me to death, and yeah, it's just not good. All right, Dennis. Let's see. Dennis says remembering what they really don't want to be. But you know what, Dennis? I'll say, and this is people are afraid of disability. Disabled person. You tell me one person in the world, one person in the world that doesn't have a disability. Some people, I look at the young people at the gym. I go to the gym, and I'm telling you what, they all have a problem. And their problem is so much bigger than my problem. MS. Yeah, you can see I am visible. I'm visibly handicapped. Today I'm going to go swim in the pool, and even though it's the pool temperature says 83 degrees, I'll wear a neoprene wetsuit top because I get cold. So people look at me and they're like, oh, there's Dulci. She's nuts. You don't need that thing, they'll say. But the people who truly know me realize that, in fact, I end up attracting people because everybody is in pain of some sort because of something. Maybe your mother didn't appreciate you. Maybe you're traumatized. You're a victim of your childhood. Maybe in high school, just you weren't popular, or you weren't but we don't live in the past. And I think about Donner and him dying, being put down. I can't. None of us can go there. And you're talking about, you know what, Gina? it doesn't, having a disease, she says, it shrinks your life quickly. And I will say, if we can, instead of shrinking our life, I'm thinking, I used to be able to do the elliptical trainer for about an hour. Then I do the treadmill and the ropes, and I started uh, not being able to do the treadmill or the elliptical trainer anymore. And did I allow that to shrink my life, not being able to do that? Or, and this is probably 12 years ago, I slowly stopped doing that, and I learned to swim. So if we keep our eyes open to our options and not allow our life to shrink, but allow it as an opportunity to serve, to love on other people, to just to serve, to, wherever one door closes, another one opens, but it's up to us to look for it. And Gina, you are like my sister, my Canadian sister, because I love the way you think. I know, I love the way you think, and I know that saying things is one thing, but I know you work very hard to being just you work hard at making chicken salad out of chicken droppings. All right, love Garrison. All right. Well, all right. I don't understand that. All right, Dennis, you retracted. All right, let me see. All right, LK. All right, and it's true. It's true. But remember, it's not where we go. We oh, if you notice, all of your life when you're younger is I looked at one of my neighbors is chasing after something she thought she would really need in her life. A young gal, young my one of my neighbors' daughters, and the little wild child. And so she got married when she was 17 to a gentleman who was 32, was a foreigner, didn't speak English very well, and then she quickly had a baby, and now she's 18, and she's not content with life. And I think about that, thank God. Yeah, just thank God that I just thank God. It comes a point that, yeah, everybody has to chase the wind to realize that contentment and happiness is an inside job, and the love of Christ is it when you but you don't know that you need that until you've tried all the fancy wines and beers. You go through $100,000 of money. You just, yes, yes, yes. But I just have to tell you that if you want that peace, just the peace of not chasing the wind, of not trying to meet the needs, your own needs. Do what just I agree. Sharia says, thank God. Thank God that she survived her teenage years. And you know what? Thank God I survive every year, and you do too. So if you want the peace that surpasses all understanding, all right, and that's Philippians 4 6, and that is worry about nothing but in everything through prayer and gratitude and supplication, make your requests known to God, and the peace which surpasses all understanding will guard our hearts and minds. So just as Jesus said, repeat after me, say, dear Jesus, I know you died and you rose again for my sins. Please forgive me for my sinful nature. I'm trying to live life according to my will. I want to live my life according to your will. Please be my savior and my friend, and help me to know you more. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. And anyway, you are welcome to email me or message me if you want a Bible study. If you want a Bible, get yourself a New Standard Version. It's called YouVersion. It's an app that you get on your phone, and it do a new believers Bible study program. I love you. Let's all get together on Thursday, and please subscribe to my channel. Follow me on YouTube, and go to msfrontiers.org. I love you, Will. I love you, Jane, Dennis, and Mason, Gina, and all of you, and Sharia. That is wonderful. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.